Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. My name is Aziz, and this is going to be the first video in a series of video that I'll be making. Um, like I said, my name is Aziz, and my friends used to call me Abdul. So if you call me Abdul, I'll be happy to respond to your messages. Um, as you can see on my screen, this is what I do at work. I am an IT engineer. I'm a second line IT engineer. So I manage these infrastructures you see here. I manage servers, I manage computers, I manage IP phones, I manage tablets, I manage Chromebooks, I manage printers as well. So all these things in the network are what I manage. I'm not an engineer that fix when there is a problem with, let's say, something is not working, like a part has a problem or is faulty. No, that's not the kind of engineer I am. That's why IT is a very large field. It's broad, where everyone in IT has a particular field where they're specialized on. My own part of IT is managing infrastructure. So what I do is managing a network. So like something you can see on here, this is a network of servers. You can see here is Meraki server, file server, DHCP server, application server, DNS server, and Google server. So all these things, as an IT technician, an infrastructure manager, so you are going to be managing servers. And also, if you look on my right, I've got computers, I've got laptops, I've got server here as well, I've got tablet, I've got printers, I've got IP phone, and all those things. Mention them: Chromebook, tablet, iPad, all those things. I manage them as well. So on this end here, on my right, everything apart from the two servers that I have here, and I'm quickly going to remove those two servers so that I can say what I want to say now. So you see, everything here now, everything that you can see on here now, everything that you can see, they are called client machines, because what they do, client machines, is whenever they need to do something, they request for a service from a server. So these are servers. So Google server is a server. I'm sure every one of us we've used Google before, like searching for informations on the internet, and quickly you've tapped Google and you've gone there. When you type in Google, that URL you've typed in Google is a server owned by Google. So on that server, Google has every information that you want to access. They have it stored on that server. That's why your computer, your laptop that you have at home, your tablet, your all those things we normally use as an end user, we normally request for service from a server. So it depends on what service you require at a particular point in time. Let's say PC3. This is a computer. If this computer needs the service of a DNS server, this computer will first go to a DNS server, and DNS server will reply to it with its request. If it needs the needs to do something with any application, so this computer or laptop or any of them would have to first go to an application server. Maybe they need an application, then that server will respond back to their request. And the same thing with DHCP server. So what I'm going to do in this course, in my videos, I'll make sure I explain things for you. I'll try to make it as simple as I can, so that anytime you've watched the videos, let's say I've got about 30 videos and you understand all the 30 videos, I want to make sure that you can apply for jobs, go for interview, and grab a job. Because with IT, what employers are looking at is that you are able to fix a problem for them. They are not after your certifications, they are not after your degree. They want someone who can do fix a problem, who can come in, and then he's told there's a problem here, that person would be able to fix it. That's the person they want to employ. So with IT, a secondary school student can get a job, as long as the students or knows what he's doing when it comes to IT. So that's why I've created this very design in Cisco Packet Tracer to show you what this means. So my first topic today, what we are going to be treating today is we are going to be dealing with Windows 10, Windows 10, and Windows 10. That's what we are going to be dealing with here today. And with Windows 10, we'll be able to achieve a lot of things because I need to explain to you to become an IT technician, to become a first line IT engineer, you have to be able to install Windows 10. So this video today, which is the first of its series, is going to be about Windows installation and Windows 10. So we have Windows 7, we have Windows 8, we have Windows 8.1, we have Windows 10, and the latest now is Windows 11. But as I talk to you, most companies are still using Windows 10, and even there are companies that are still using Windows 7, which is old, but people are still using them. So let's talk about Windows 10. And I want to say to you, even if you don't know anything about IT before, this is the right channel for you. Please subscribe, and I'm going to get you to a level where you'll be able to get a textbook for yourself and read and understand. That's one thing I will make sure I'm able to do. So let's start with this with today's lesson. Like I also want to say that I will ensure that my video is practical based. So I'm not going to be explaining things without you seeing what I'm doing. So it's going to be practical based. So let's see. And before I go into the practical aspect of things, I need to explain what we are going to do in the practical aspect. So I need to explain. That's why we're going to have about 5 slides for me to explain some little things to you. So Windows 10, that's our topic today, installation. So before you can install Windows 10, I want you to know that there are different editions of Windows 10. There are different editions. So we have Windows 10 Home, we have Windows 10 Pro, we have Windows 10 Enterprise, we have Windows 10 Education, we have Windows 10 Mobile, we have Windows 10 Mobile Enterprise. So these are different editions that you can install depending on your need. So let me for you to understand that, why would you, which is the question here, what could be the cause of choosing one edition over another. So the reason why you might want to choose one edition over the other is because, let's say you work in a school, so you will need Windows 10 education. If you work in a school, you will need Windows 10 education. So if you are just a someone that just want to be using your computer, your laptop in the house just for your personal use, then you would need Windows 10 Home. So if you are a bit techy, you know much more about computers, and then you want to make sure that you can join your computer to the domain, you can join your computer to Azure Active Directory, you can also use BitLocker on your computer, you can also use client Hyper-V on your computer or your laptop or your desktop, then Windows Pro will do the work for you. So if you are going to be working in a big firm like HSBC, like Access Bank, all those companies, they will be using Windows 10 Enterprise. So you are going to be using a phone. You have your mobile phone, and then you have a Windows phone, and then you're thinking of what operating system should you install on them, then you should install Windows 10 Mobile. So these are the reasons why you would need to choose one edition over the other. And with each edition comes some features. So with Windows Pro, like I said, that comes with joining the domain. With Windows Enterprise, that comes with direct access. So direct access simply means a situation whereby a worker, a staff of a company is in America, and the company which the staff is working for is in London. So while he's in America, he's able to directly access his folder in London. using the company's computer or the company's laptop that have been given to him. So those are different things. Those are the reasons why you want to choose one edition over another. And these things, you don't have to calm them. You don't have to disturb yourself about them, because wherever company you get employed in, you would see which of the Windows edition they are using. So you don't have to calm this. And also, before we start installing Windows 10, because we are going to do that, before we install Windows 10 now, I want to also mention to you that the operating system, Windows 10 operating system, you need to have a minimum requirements of hardware before Windows 10 will work successfully and would work very well on your hardware. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you want to buy a computer and you are thinking of installing Windows 10 on it. Then when you get to where you want to buy the computer, you want to tell them you want a computer with a processor that is more than 1 gigahertz. You want to tell them you want a computer with RAM that is more than 2 gigahertz. You want to tell them that you want hard disk storage or SSDs, solid state drive that is more than 20 gigabyte. You want to tell them you want this graphics compatibility. You want to tell them you want your display to be 800 by 600. So all these things, they are not a problem these days, because computers, laptops and desktop computers, naturally they come with much more hardware resources than this. So you can have a computer with 2.7 gigahertz. Now I'm sure on my laptop, the one I'm using right now, I've got 8 gig RAM on it. I've got 250 hard disk or SSD on it, and I've got all this. So all these requirements, you do not have to cram them. Most computers, let me know. I don't want to say all laptops or desktop now. All of them or most of them now comes with this requirement. And lastly, let me also mention to you about Microsoft Assessment Compatibility Toolkit. Because you are going to be working for, let's say, a large company, a medium sized to large enterprise company. So you wouldn't have the time to be going through each computer. Let's say they have thousands of computers. You wouldn't have time to be walking through each computer and check, oh, are you having the requirements before I install Windows 10 on you? You can't do that, because imagine when a company is having thousands and thousands and thousands of computers. Let's take HSBC in London, for example. They have branches all around London, and you think you need to go around and check, is this computer having the requirement for me to install Windows 10 on it? That would be too much. You know how many computers, laptop and desktop they are having, so you can't do that. So instead of you doing that, all you need to do is use Microsoft Assessment Compatibility Toolkit. So this toolkit would help you when you download it. You are going to download this toolkit from Microsoft, and this toolkit will help you check the hardware requirements of all the systems in your company without you visiting them. So you'll be able to do that. And if you ask me, Abdul, have you ever used map before? Have you ever used this toolkit before? Is a no. I learned about this toolkit when I was doing my certification exam, and then I've never used it. I've been working in IT for 4 years. I've never used it, and I don't think you are going to also use it. But I just have to mention it so you know that there is a kit that can automatically check if your system is ready for Windows 10. If it has the requirements for you to install them on Windows 10. And there's one other thing called Microsoft Application Compatibility Toolkit Act. So this one, compatibility, is the term used to determine if an application is working or would work on your new Windows operating system or not. So with Application Compatibility Toolkit, you want to check before you move. Let's say you are working for a big organization, and that organization, they are running Windows 7 operating system, and now you, as the new technician, you are telling them, no, why are you still using Windows 7? You need to move to Windows 10. And they said, okay, we agree, let's move to Windows 10. Before you move to Windows 10, what you need to do is check if the company's application, their softwares, would work if you move them to Windows 10. So in order to do that for thousands and thousands of computers, you need to use what we call Microsoft application compatibility toolkit. So this toolkit will help you to see which application will work successfully and which one would not work successfully. And then this toolkit has something in it that would help you fix whatever problem that any application that will not work successfully in Windows 10. This application will fix it. It has fixes by itself, so it's going to fix them. So that's why I just want to mention that map is used to check the hardware. Application compatibility toolkit is used to check if the applications they are having will work in your new environment. And that's that. I'll come back to these slides later. Let me continue. So after I've mentioned that, the next thing I want to do is for us to start our installation of Windows 10. That's all you need to know. Like I said, I'm going to make sure that everything I'll be discussing about, they are going to be not too is not going to be too much of theory. So I've explained we have different versions of Windows. I've explained minimum requirements, and I've explained to you about map and act. So then let's go on to installation. So to install Windows 10, I have a computer here, and this is a bare metal computer. I haven't installed anything on it, it's just there. So I'm going to install Windows 10 on this computer. In order to install Windows 10, I'm going to go to media, drive, and I'm going to insert Windows 10 disk. So now if you go there, you can see I have Windows 10 disk installed there. I have Windows 10 Windows 10 window oh sorry so I have Windows 10 operating system there now. So and I have Windows 10 Pro. I have Windows 10 Pro. So I'm going to install Windows 10 now. So I'm going to install Windows 10 now. So and that's all. So let's start now. I'm just going to click on start, and we are going to see Windows 10 start its installation. So I'm doing this on client Hyper-V. I'm doing this on client Hyper-V. So if you remember, there's something I mentioned when I was showing my slides. So if I go back to my slides, and here when I was talking about editions of Windows, there's one that has the features of client Hyper-V. So Windows Pro, Windows Enterprise, Windows 10 Education, all this apart from Windows 10 Home has client Hyper-V feature. So I have installed client Hyper-V on my system here, and I'm going to use that system. Because I have client Hyper-V, that means I can install more than one computer on just one computer that I'm having. So it's virtualization that I'm going to explain more. So let's click on next and click on install. So I'm going to explain more about client Hyper-V later as we move on in this course. I'm going to explain more. So you can see my setup is starting, and this is how, even if you're this is how installation used to start. You can see here is asking me that which operating system do I want to install. Remember, this is a client operating system, not a server operating system. So I'm going to choose Windows 10 Pro. You can see I have Windows 10 Education. You have whatever you want. You can check it there. You are going to see a lot of Windows 10 Windows 10 Edition, but I'm picking Windows 10 Pro, and I'm going to click next. And I'm going to accept. Every time you are installing Windows, you have to accept the license terms. And now here is asking me about, am I going to upgrade or am I going to just install new one? When you are installing new Windows for the first time on your laptop, on your computer desktop, then you want to select custom. But when you have Windows already installed on your laptop or desktop, and then you want to upgrade, this is the one you are going to pick. So for now, we are picking custom installation, and I'm just going to click next and next and next from here, and then the installation is going to start. And I'm going to pause my video. And wait for this for the installation to complete before coming back. So this is the video, still installing Windows 10, and this is what happens when you are installing Windows. It's going to restart a couple of times, And as an engineer or a technician, you need to hold on and then just wait for it to install itself. And while we're waiting for Windows to install itself, I would like to also just quickly, while we're waiting, mention that let's say you are working for an enterprise, a big company where they have so many computers and you want to install Windows on them. Will you be going through installing it one after the other? I'm sure you know that's going to be very, very tedious. That's going to be very difficult to do. So there's an automation that you can do. There's a network installation. Instead of you just installing Windows on one, you are going to go through the network and installing, and every of the computer on the network would receive Windows and start installing it. So these are things that I'm going to be teaching you, and I believe after I think about 20 to 25 videos, you should be confident that you can get a job after Windows 10. So I'm also going to be introducing us in this lesson, in this video series, to Active Directory. So that's how you are going to be monitoring all these computers in your company, all everything. There will be a way you can monitor it, so you are going to be using Active Directory to manage them. So we are going to get there. So I'll just pause this video again, wait for this to get ready, and then we can go on. And you can see that is Windows getting ready, saying just a moment. And then this is where we are going to then start um, deciding on what settings we want to give to our computer. So if you are installing on your private laptop for your friends, that's fine. But I'm talking about you working in an environment where you're working as a staff and you're the IT technician or IT engineer for a company. So that's where that's what I'm trying to explain. How do you become an engineer? Because most people, the word IT, they don't like to hear it. Once they hear the word IT, they want to run away. They don't know how simple it is to work in this field. So I'll make sure I try as much as I can to help everyone. And you can see it's asking me to choose where I am. This is United States, but I'm going to pick United Kingdom. That's where I'm living, that's where I am. So you choose wherever you are, you continue with your settings. You can see we're doing the basic settings now, and these are things we need to know how to do. So it's still picking US by default, so I will still go back again and choose United Kingdom and say yes. And then it's asking me, do you want to add a second keyboard layout? You can skip all these because these really are nothing, so you can just skip all those basics one and move on. And I can tell, I think it's bringing up network now. If you like, you can immediately join your computer to a network, or you can go skip the network settings as well and then get your, like you see, that's what I was just saying. So I'm going to skip that for now, and I'm going to go on. This is what I do at work. Okay, this knowledge is never lost. This is what you are going to be doing. So when there's a problem with someone's computer at work, this is what you are going to do. So I'm going to be making sure is what you do at work. And now he's asking you who is going to use this PC. So here you can just say admin. You can even put any name here, it doesn't matter. But I want you to know one thing, that whatever user you are putting in here, you are giving that user privilege to everything on this computer. So you want to make sure that you're not giving this. If you're working in an environment, let's say you're working for a large company, you don't want to give a user, let's say Aziz, the full access to the system. You don't want to do that, so you are always going to say admin. And also, if you try to type in administrator, it's not going to accept that from you. Please type a different username. The reason why it's not taking administrator is because administrator is a user that has already been built into every computer, every laptop, every desktop. So you cannot pick that name here. So you can just say admin or choose whatever name you want to call it. And now it's asking for the password, and ensure you remember this password, because if you forget, you cannot log into this computer again. So quickly, I'm going to type in a password for this computer. and it's going to ask me to confirm the password, and I'm just going to do just that. And now it's going to ask me these security questions. What is the name of the city where you are born? I was born in Lagos. So all this security questions that is asking you, if for any reason you forget your password, and you want to log back into your computer, then it's going to ask you these questions. If you get this question correctly, then it's going to allow you to reset your password. But if you don't know all the security questions, then there is no way you'll be able to reset your password. So what you would have to do in that scenario, in that case, is to reinstall Windows again, all from the beginning. So this is Cortana. This is Cortana. Make Cortana your personal assistant. So Cortana is one of the features that comes with Windows 10, which Windows 7 and Windows 8 does not have. So Cortana is just like Siri. So I don't want that. I want to decline and go ahead. So these are the basic settings we are doing, and that's what you do at work. That's what you do. Do more across devices with activity histories. No, I don't want that. So these are things. Don't all these things you see me doing, they are things you will do at work. So these are normal questions which you can just say no to. I'm saying no to them because I have been installing Windows from about 4 years ago. So all these things, I'm used to them. I'm used to seeing them. So that's why I'm just clicking on and on and on and on. And this is how you install Windows. You can see now we are there. So it's going to set your profile. We are getting everything ready for you. So it's going to set the profile for us on this computer, and then we are good to go. This might take several minutes. No, that's what they say. It's not going to take that much time. But then, please subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be bringing practical stuff on here. And I'm sure, and I'm telling you, and I've gone through it, I've been through it before. If you are able to just follow this video and understand everything I'm doing there, then you can apply for IT jobs without certification. You can, and I'm very serious. You can. You are going to get entry IT job that will be paying, if you are lucky enough, 25,000 per annum, and then all you need is just 1 year experience somewhere. Once you get that, you can just go ahead and start working. And then with IT, when you are working in IT and you're seeing problem every now and then, and you are fixing the problem, the experience comes, and that's how you become second line, that's how you become third line. So you are still going to get your entry job for the first time. So just take your time, grab yourself a laptop, install Windows Hyper-V, where you can be able to be, so because you can see this thing that I'm installing Windows 10, I'm installing Windows 10 on a virtual machine, not on my physical computer. So that virtual environment allows you to do whatever you do, anything you want to do with your virtual machine, and that's not going to affect your physical computer. So you are there, you are able to learn, and then learn and learn and learn, and nothing happens. And I think that's the best, because you don't want to spoil your computer while you are learning. So you can see this is ready now. We have installed Windows. That's Windows 10 installation, and we can now log in to this computer with your password, and then you're there. And this is how you install Windows 10. That's all you have to do, and that's all you have to do. I think that will be the end of our lesson today, or for that will be the end of this video, because all I want to show us is just how to install Windows, and every other explanation will be coming in videos to come, where I'll be talking about some other things. Before I go, let me quickly check if there's nothing else I need to speak about in my slides. Okay, let me quickly speak about this side of the slides. You can see here I'm just comparing two different systems hardware. Remember when I mentioned about minimum requirement for you to install Windows 10 on a laptop or on a desktop. So now this is two laptops. So they are both having 16 gig RAM. 16 gig RAM, and remember, for you to be able to install Windows 10, you need 4 gig RAM, 64 bits. operating system. So they have i7 2.6 gigahertz, and this one is even having 3.6 gigahertz. So instead of having 1 gigahertz, that's the, which was the minimum requirement, you're having 2.6, 3.6. And here we have 500 gigabytes of solid state drive. So instead of having 16 gig, you're having 500. Instead of having 16 gig, you're having 1 terabyte of hard disk. So you can see, as an IT engineer, when you want to install Windows on a laptop or on a desktop, you want to make sure that you have more than the minimum requirement. So what I want to compare here is, look at these two laptops, they have these two requirements. And then when I switched on laptop 1 gets ready quicker than laptop 2. Laptop 1 gets ready under 30 seconds. Laptop 2 took 1 minute 12 seconds. Why is it like that? Why? What happened? And the reason is because, if you see, despite the fact that laptop 3 is having what's it called, is having despite the fact that laptop 2 is having, sorry, I'm just trying to get my pen. Despite the fact that laptop 1 is having 500 gig and laptop 2 is having 1 terabyte, laptop 1 is faster than laptop 2. That's because, and also despite the fact that laptop 2 is having higher processor 3.6, and this one is also having 2.6. So this one, the hardware is having is better than the one laptop 1 is having, but yet laptop 1 started earlier. This is because laptop 1 is using SSD. That's what I just want to say, all these things. SSD is faster than HDD. So that's all I just want to say to you. So and then I'll see you in the next video. And kindly please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and ask questions under the comment section, and I'll always come back to reply. I'll make sure I reply to the questions and try to help people as much as I can do. And that will be all for today, for this video, and expect me in another series of video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this is helpful.